Geraldes, nothing to be sniffed, I believe. The 38-year-old Spanish boss took charge in March 2024. Just 100 games. It'll be the 101st game in charge. 44 wins, 22 draws, and 34 losses. And we are underway. It will be Celta Vigo to get us underway quickly. Lamine Yamal has it quickly. He's driving forward into the penalty area. Twist, turn, strike, goal. Just goes wide. My word, what a start that would have been. Celta had the ball. Ferran Torres, my word, what pressing from the start from the Spaniard. Possibly it was very similar to Metropolitano as to why he started and Lewandowski did it, more of that energy up top that is required for more of a handsy flick system. But look, let's not be surprised if we do see the Polish forward this evening. Celta Vigo, long ball forward. It's nodded down by Glago. Duran, striker goal, saved by Garcia. So already off to a fast and furious start at the Nou Camp. And it will be the first set piece of the evening, going the way of the visitors. For the first half, Barca in the usual home colours, going from left to right, whereas Celta Vigo in the basically sky blue and white kit. Inspringer comes in, it's cleared away. Only as far as the corner taker, Marcos Alonso. Ball comes in, Duran with another strike at goal. An acrobatic effort. Straight at Garcia though, and Barca with the ball. Pedri over the top for Lamine Yamal, possibly offside. The Spaniard won't get there though. Great defending and backtracking from the defensive midfielder Moriba. Celta get the ball once again. On ball forward from the visitors. Barca gets there first, but it's a poor header and picked up in the middle by Fer Lopez. Heavy touch from Duran, but still going forward. Plays it to the right side to Rueda. Cuts back inside. 1-2. They will be forced to go back to Rodriguez. Once a back three, it'll be quite wide, you would think, from Celta Vigo. Marcos Alonso. And the armband this evening in the absence of Iago Aspas. 1-2. Alvarez gets the ball on the left-hand side. Has a chance for a run here at Eric Garcia. It's back to Fer Lopez and neatly plays the ball back to Moriba. So at the moment, Celta Vigo are the ones on the ball. Moriba, ball over the top. Jutgla nods it on. It's cleared away by Kerbasi. And Koundé, one of the best right backs in the world, plays it back to Garcia. And I expected nothing less from Barcelona side in the opening minutes here. 1-2, Cancelo looks for, but Gavi is brought down there by Javier Rodriguez. It will be a free kick for Barcelona. See pictures of handsy flick for the first time this evening. As per usual, not that they're louder, because we see so many bosses almost just sat there on the sideline barking out orders, whereas for him he just sits there almost as a cool, calm figure, almost that head teacher. He doesn't say anything, but you know what he's thinking at all times. One ball over the top from Garcia, looking for Gavi. He's got him behind the left-hand side, one-on-one against Javier Rodriguez. Back to Pedri, 1-2. Does look like Gavi is lining up on the left-hand side. Maybe Olmo would be more of the wider option and Gavi more centrally. To the right-hand side, Yamal, nice ball to an overlapping Koundé, ball into the box, nodded away by Lago. And now, as per usual, Barcelona have committed that many bodies forward. Here comes Celta Vigo. Alvarez, ball looking for the run of Carrera. Not enough on it, well backtracked there by Garcia. Back to Juan Garcia, of course. We've got Eric Garcia, the defensive midfielder, and Juan Garcia, the goalkeeper for Barcelona. Oh, of course. Now that possession once again. Torres stopping a little bit deeper. Nice pass out to Yamal on the right-hand side. Of course, he is a top goal scorer for Barca in the league this season. Ball forward into the feet of Torres. Half-hearted chance for a penalty as the goalkeeper, Radu, comes charging out. I don't think he does get Torres, but he does get the ball as well for my liking. Lovely outside of the ball pass from Yamal. He's got that very much in his locker. As I was saying, Jutgla, the top scorer on the field of play for Celta, 7 goals, and Yamal with 15. Put it past him, getting 20 goals by the back end of this season. Pedri, lovely ball into the box for Torres, tries to bring it down. Takes a touch off his right thigh, and out of play for the Celta Vigo goal kick. So, watching back at this replay, I think maybe as well. So I think Radu does get a touch. I mean, Torres does, and they fly into each other. I can imagine it's very painful for the Spanish forward, and they actually do give a high five to each other. I think they both turned up. The ball was there to be won. They both collided with each other. Thankfully, neither player is injured, and are very much happy to continue. But as I expected, coming into this game, a high tempo between the two sides. Didn't get a chance to catch the first leg of Celta's game against Freiburg. That was played at high tempo, was their second leg. I know they did lose 3 goals to 1, but it was a very good game to watch. They've got the ball with Radu in his own penalty area, trying to play it from the back. It's maybe not the best idea against Barcelona, and the high press works out for the host. Koundé charging down Alonso. He plays a heavy pass looking for Carrera, and Barca have a throw-in on the right-hand side. They quickly though play it back to Barca and into Gerard Martin. That's Eric Garcia. Ooh, lovely ball there. Into the feet of Olmo, but I think Garcia was looking for the run of ball for Yamal, and Yamal's the one as well who made a fantastic run. We'll say Garcia put his hand up there. Olmo had no idea because it was played into the feet of the former Leipzig man. Barca lose the ball. Arriba driving forward, but once again, because Barca have so many players when they're on the ball, and it's the counter-pressing nature of Barcelona, the DNA of the club, the DNA of Hansi Flick as well. I think they're a great suit, a great to watch all the time as well. Yes, they lose the ball, but there's so many players around the ball that they almost win it back instantly, don't they? On the ball now, Gabasi, Martin, to Gavi, left-hand side to Cancelo. Former Manchester City man back to Gavi. Gabasi, you have it touch, she's there. Alvarez will poke the ball away, but again, yes, they win the ball, but a heavy touch off. He picks the ball off the toes of Gabasi, and Koundé's there. Just flip back to the goalkeeper. And once again, Barca do have the ball. Yes, they like control. Controlled chaos is what almost I'd call Hansi Flick's side. Along with Bayern Munich, they're one of the best teams in Europe to watch. Koundé, ball into the penalty area for Olmo, swings it into the box. Cleared away off of Marcus Alonso, but just take a double deflection and off of Olmo. Olmo wants a corner, but it looked like that Alonso played it off of him. Will go out of play. Looks like it might even be an offside to boot as well for the Spaniards. Celta Vigo will have, yes, they'll have a free kick just outside their own penalty area. So 8 minutes in, English audio commentary. Barcelona hosting Celta Vigo. Goalless, but my word, what a start inside the first 90 seconds. Celta Vigo had 2 shots on goal, both coming from Durant. One forcing a great save out of Garcia, the second one straight at the Barca keeper. Barcelona inside 20 seconds. Lamine Yamal, great pressing from Ferran Torres to win the ball straight away. It wasn't even their kick-off. Yamal drove into the penalty area, strike just outside of the post. But Barcelona since then have had the majority of the ball, which they do have now just outside their own penalty area. Koundé, one severe man, makes a nice run. Yamal finds him to race on between himself and Carrera, but it will be the Celta wing back that gets there first. Back to the goalkeeper, Radu. To Rodriguez. Hunted down there by Ferran Torres. Nice pass out to the left-hand side. So many players in the red and blue of Barca. It's packed away to Alvarez. Nice first touch there from Gabasi. Barca pick the ball back. Pedri just dictating like a quarterback almost in the middle. Koundé, Olmo, dropping a little bit deeper there is the Barca number 20, Gabasi, I will say that, yes, Gavi is almost playing off the left-hand side, but Cancelo is very wide, as you would expect, almost playing as a winger. He's a Portuguese full-back. Gavi's almost given a bit of licence to, as he is now just coming inside with the ball. Swiftly to Koundé. Celta at the moment struggling to even get a few touches of the ball. I'm sure that Claudio Giraldes will have thought about this. Yamal twists and turns, trying to steal away from his man. Keeps it in, great turn again. Lovely from the Spanish teenage sensation, Koundé. Back centrally to Pedri, about 40 yards out from goal, and it's all the way from the right to left in seconds for Barca. To Pedri with the armband on this evening. Lovely ball out to Koundé, lovely first touch, ball into the box. It's a bobbling one. Balls for Yamal outside the area, takes the first few touches. There was some good first few touches there, but his second one was a little bit heavy. He loses the ball, and as his second touch was heavy, going in for his third, he stabs it in, he brings down Mariba there. Nothing less, you're going for the ball, Mariba. It was a good piece of play from the Celta defensive midfielder. I can assume it Lopez for Celta. His job is to try and support if possible, but Mariba will be one to just sit back and defend a little bit more. See that ball winner. Celta Vigo. Again, trying to play up from the back, and they're very much struggling because of this intense Barcelona press. Gavi closing down his man. Javi Rodriguez down for a throw, and it was played off the young Spaniard. We'll have a throw in on the right hand side, will the visitors. Halfway into their own half. Forward it goes for Yukla. Ball's kindly for Duran, who switches it out straight away to Alvarez. Garcia comes out of his penalty area to come and claim, and say claim, not to catch it, to take a touch and boot it away that time. So Celta now in possession. It's just such a high press from Barca that I also probably believe that Celta think, well, if we could beat their press, we'll have so much space. But that's easier said than done, and Cancelo wins the ball back. Heavy touch, and Mariba, lovely touch and turn there from the Celta midfield. The ball over the top, looking for the run of Duran. Will find him. He's got a one-on-one against Kabasi. Cuts inside and slows it down, looking for support. Back to Mariba. First time pass to Rueda. Still on the right-hand side, back to Mariba. Keeping it simple in all the best ways is Celta number 6. Out to the left for Alvarez. Back to Lago, the central centre-back of the three. Rodriguez on the right, skipper Marcus Alonso on the left. Mariba. Back to Lago. Now Barca, you can imagine, with 13 minutes in, pressing very high. A lot of energetic legs out there, a lot of youthfulness, you have to say. Ball out to the right, Cancelo, great interception, and forward comes a Portuguese fullback. Fizzes one into the box, looking for the run of Ferran Torres, cleared away by Joel Lago. It will be a set piece and a corner for Barcelona. We'll see in this first half. Barca going from left to right in the usual blue and red. Celta in the usual sky blue, going from right to left. Corner taken quickly. Cancelo whips in and falls outside the area for Yamal. Takes another deflection and out for another corner. So quick fire back-to-back corners for the hosts. So they're going from left to right. So it's going to be from the far side for Barca. Unless they take it short, it will be an Lynchman. They do have options short. They've got two players on the edge of the area as well. It's swung into the box, but it's catching practice for Radu in the Celta goal. And he just says to his players, calm down. No need to go too fast, if you will. And Celta will play out from the back. Heavy pass there. Mariba was reaching to get it. Celta will come with the ball. A nice pass to Yukla. And here come the visitors, 1-2. Yukla will get it back high on the right-hand side into Duran. He's forced to go all the way back to his wing-back, Rueda. Celta keep the ball. So I think they've given as good as they've got, if I'm quite honest, Celta Vigo in this game so far. Out to Alvarez on the left-hand side, cuts inside, ball into the box. It finds a teammate, strike comes in, and Jutgla can't believe his luck. Lovely piece of play from Hugo Alvarez. Credit to Juan Garcia, he came out so well, made himself big. It was a decent first touch. I think if anything he makes Jutgla stretching, just get anything on it and it goes wide. Oh, the goal. I mean, for Celta Vigo, if we're being bluntly honest, that is a massive chance away at the Nou Camp. But that just shows that Barcelona are there to be got at. Playing out from the back, nice ball. Here to come with Olmo, down the right-hand side to Yamal. Stretching to get it, but he still has it. Coming more centrally. Lovely ball to Eric Garcia. Well, he's stretching to get it. That's the more defensive player there, stretching to get it. I feel if that's Lamine Yamal, he probably gets there and comes away with the ball. Celta Vigo now looking to maybe hit on a counter. Instead, they actually go back and keep hold of the ball. I like that, what they're doing so far, Celta Vigo. Once unfortunately back, Alonso was on the deck, and the referee was looking to see if it was a trip up by Lamine Yamal. I think he played advantage in the end. What I will say is, watching the replay back, Alonso goes down under no pressure from the Barca winger. Alvarez on the left-hand side, Sergio Carrera switches it to the right-hand side, but he is brought down there, so Celta will get the free kick instead. 15 minutes played, well 16 and a half now I should say, from the Nou Camp. English audio commentary. Barcelona hosting Celta Vigo in La Liga action, currently goalless, but my word, has it been fast and furious at the moment. Celta Vigo are going to, well, remain at least from earlier today in 6th place, picking up a point, and Barcelona stretching their lead at the top of the La Liga table to 7 points, of course, with the El Clasico on the horizon for Barcelona. They'll take a few away trips to Getafe and Osasuna, but Sunday the 10th of May, big time at the Camp Nou, as they do host Real Madrid in what could be absolutely massive, as it usually is, let's be quite honest. Ferran Torres is brought down there. Sergio Carrera, nice ball into him, takes a heavy touch and just gets there in front of his man, and he's just taken down. Again, nothing malicious. If anything, is more clattered to behind side by Largo. To a degree, I don't believe the referee has given a yellow card or anything like that. He shouldn't do. Referee this evening is Jose Montero, the Spanish official. Look at the stats so far. Well, Celta Vigo have had the bigger chances, it has to be said, as we approach 18 minutes on the clock. Possession just a shade in favour of Barcelona with 55%. Only 2 shots for Barca, both going wide, whereas Celta Vigo 3 shots and 2 on target so far. Got it in the middle with Mariba. High press from Torres, forcing them to go back to the goalkeeper, Radu. Alonso. Right to the left-hand side to Carrera. Ball forward. Great tackle and interception there by Kabasi. Garcia was just in front of him as well. He might have been able to deal with it. Barca defender clears his lines. Doesn't want any trouble really there. Long throw is taken. Oh, lovely turn there by Duran to get away from his man on the left-hand side. Plays it back to the edge of the area for Alvarez, looking for a 1-2 with Jutgla. Jutgla finds the ball, but it's blocked away. Jutgla has it. Strike comes in. Blocked away. Celta number 9 from great play there. Tried to pass back. It was blocked by Martin. Fell back for Jutgla. Some fancy feet from the Celta forward, and the strike was blocked away in the end by Jules Koundé. That's now their 4th shot. Of course, that was blocked, but can't really tell whether it was going on target or not. Celta have the ball at the back with Rodriguez, and balls back to the goalkeeper. As I was saying, Getafe, they're currently 1-0 up against Real Sociedad, which is something I can imagine will be in the back of the minds of Celta Vigo. That is in the 90th minute now. So that's something they could have a big say and a statement on sayings for Celta Vigo. There is just a pause in play. João Cancelo, which will be very worrying for, well, at this time of the season with the World Cup coming up, not just Barcelona at the end of the season, for Portugal as well. So I say that because he's not involved in a tackle or a collision. He's down, looking like it's his right hamstring or his right thigh. He's just getting a bit of treatment on it. And Alejandro Balde has been told to go and warm up, so Cancelo, looks like his game might have been running again. It might be out of a safety precaution more than anything. He's trying to stretch it out. I can imagine, and we've just seen the Barcelona medical staff doing the substitution. We'll need a bit of a change. And again, it might be that, look, yeah, I'm sure Cancelo wants to play him, but they will be playing the long game, of course. So Balde, looks like it will be Balde, who will be coming on, more of a natural left-back as well. Cancelo can play absolutely anywhere. If you could probably put him up top or put him in goal, and the Portuguese player would do his absolute best. Manchester City was great anywhere on the field, played in midfield sometimes as a winger as well, but for the moment Barca down to 10. And an early change, just 21 minutes on the clock, about to come up. Balde isn't ready to come on, so game will commence once again with Celta Vigo on the ball. Alvarez plays a poor pass into the middle, intercepted by Gavi, and Barcelona might try and keep possession for a minute or two whilst their teammate warms up and on the sidelines. Gunde wide on the right, back to Kabasi. Garcia's just dropped into left back for the moment. Nice ball into Torres. Heavy touch. Gavi tries to turn his man there, play for a throw in, so he might see the change now. A few of the Barca players are looking at the bench saying, come on, how long is it going to take for the sub to be made? Pedri's slowly making his way over to take the throw in. Balde's just about ready, I think, to come on, but Barca will have to take this throw in and continue to play with 10 men for the moment. Said Garcia just dropping into that role, so it's almost a back four. Pedri's alone in midfield, and I think Garcia throws it. And he throws it out of play almost, into play, out of play, so Barcelona can make the change. Quite clever there from the Barca defender, but the change will be made now. So João Cancelo, unfortunately, the Portuguese fullback, is already coming off, and Balde is coming on in his place. An unfortunate end to the early parts of the game for Cancelo. Didn't look to be anything too serious, it has to be said. But again, at this time of the season, a World Cup on the horizon, you just have to think that we've got a player on the bench who can come on for you, and we'll make that change and just make it a little bit easier on you. So back to 11 players in the field now. So Cancelo off, Balde on. Long ball forward, played away by Martin. Head tennis in the middle between the two sides, but Celta come away with the ball. To Alonso. Left hand side of that back three, Alvarez. 1-2 with Pereira. Nice ball. Can Alvarez continue to drive forward? It can. He's got a one-on-one against Kunde. Puts back inside, ball to the edge of the area. The Celta man down on the right-hand side still. And that's a late pass picked up though by Torres. And here comes Barca on the counter-attack. Torres feeds it into Yamal. He tries to find it back to the former Manchester City man. He holds it up edge of the area, looking for the run of Olmo. Trying to play the ball through the eye of a needle there. And it's well defended in there. Mariba got back to help out Lago along with Lopez. That would have found Olmo. That would have been a one-on-one for the former Leipzig man, but nothing comes of it. Duran is still down over on the far right-hand side, which is going to replay. It's nothing malicious. It's collision with Kabasi. He heads the ball away, and they both go up, and Duran's left boot lands first, and then Kabasi's lands on him. So I can imagine it's a bit of a sore one. I will say, I don't think it's something. I think it's more of a stinger than anything. I'm surprised it's kept Duran down for as long as it has, but also it could be a problem with a metatarsal and Achilles, who knows. Well, unfortunately saw Hugo Ekitike out for a very long time with his Achilles. So there is another pause in play. Borja Iglesias is being told to warm up. So, you know, this game for the first 20 minutes or so, as expected, was absolutely fantastic. The last 5 minutes or so, nothing the players can do about it, even the players that have been injured. But the pace and the flow of the game has just dropped a little bit because of the injuries. Duran's seeing a bit of medical attention now, and instead of the magic sponge, the magic spray, and he's out for the Celta Vigo forwards. So just over 25 minutes played. Sure, with the Cancelo injury and now the Duran injury, I think Duran will be able to continue, I must say. Could be a good few minutes of stoppage time. I imagine Alejandro Balde, who hasn't had that much time to really come on and get warm to the game, wasn't able to obviously have a full warm-up, so you can see even though he's going to play, he's stretching and jogging on the spot trying to keep himself on. The rest of the players have been out there for 20 plus minutes. So Celta Vigo get us back underway. They're down to 10 for the moment though, but a ball in behind will find the run of Rueda. Can he find a ball into the box? Cuts it back, it's cleared away, going into the edge of the area though. Yukla back to Mariba. So look, the ball in behind from Javi Rodriguez looking for Javier Rueda. One back then, nice ball forward. Celta still have the ball on the left hand side. Carrera, Mariba dinks one into the box. It's behind the run of Yukla. Led away well by Kabasi, but only as far as a Celta man. And they've got the ball back just inside their own half on the right hand side. Ball forward, too much on it. Garcia looks to clear, falls kindly for Pedri. Gavi tries to dink it over the top, looking for the on-running Pedri, as he just tries to dink it with the outside of his right boot. It just almost spoons up, if you will, and straight up into the air. Back to Radu in goal. He's seen a lot of touches. Alonso, nice ball forward to Alvarez. Almost, although he's part of the forward three, he's dropping quite deep on the hooking the touchline, but dropping quite deep almost to try and move those Barca players out of their position and out of play almost. Back with Alonso. Got spent 2 seasons away at Barcelona. In 45 appearances, scoring 3 goals as well for Barca. That's when they were in the Europa League and fell out to Manchester United. Of course, great career at the likes of Fiorentina, Chelsea, of course, ever so successful there. Even stint to the like of Bolton Wanderers and Sunderland to boot. Now the skipper this evening for Celta Vigo. They're still on the ball. It's won well by Kabasi. He's a great header to find Pedri as well. Torres twists and turns edge of the penalty area. Forward to Yamal, who pokes one at goal. And it's just a whisker wide. That is how quick Barcelona can be on the transitional counter-attacking piece of play. We're into Pedri, got his head up. Yamal, it's lovely from Torres first and foremost. He takes a touch off his back heel, pokes it to Yamal, takes a quite heavy first touch for him, and with the outside of his left boot just on the edge of the area, quite centrally, just goes wide for the Spaniard. It's curling as well, but they just couldn't find the back of the net there. Celta have the ball back, and very confident, to give them credit. Massive favourites Barcelona were coming into this game. Celta Vigo have more than kept their end of the bargain. They found some space on the right hand side with Rueda. Back to Duran. So we're back to Rodriguez to the halfway line. So from an attack to now just controlled possession. Largo. Back to Duran. Barcelona trying to pick their moments to trigger a press. As I said, of course, when you are Barcelona, the likes of Lewandowski on the bench, Fermin Lopez, Marcus Rashford, you've boards with options. That's a poor pass, picked off by Kunde. Forward from Barcelona. That's a poor pass into Olmo. We'll get a second bite of the cherry. As it comes into Olmo, he loses his footing. Plays a poor pass, look to just poke it forward. Not Ferran Torres, but lose possession. Celta Vigo have it at the moment. Put it past it. Celta Vigo have a little bit more possession now than Barcelona. They've been a bit more comfortable in the last 5 or 10 minutes. We'll return there by Rueda. Tackle though from Pedri at the back. Only goes out though for a Celta throw-in on the right hand side. Largo brought down there by Torres. It was a more off the ball incident. Referee will give the free kick. Torres with a smirk on his face, watching this Jamal strike back on the edge of the area. It's curling as well. Also nearly hits the outside of the post, and if that's on target, watching that back as well on a replay, Radu is not going to get there. It has to be said. So that definitely would have down the back of the net. Sometimes you see scraps like that and goes back, so the goalkeeper would have had that covered. Celta, well, they would not have had that one covered. In the middle with Olmo, or pass back. Uclar's trying to get on the end of it. Does he foul his man? No, says the referee. That comes in just wide there from the Celta forward. They wanted a foul. Kabasi goes down a little bit softly, but it is more of an elbow, a shoulder being punted by Uclar, and then it's a bit of a snapshot and he drags it wide anyway. Never ever going on target there. The Barca have a goal kick and they can get back underway. Over half an hour played here at the Camp Nou. 31.5 minutes on the clock. It's English audio commentary of Wednesday evening La Liga action between Barcelona and Celta Vigo. It's currently goalless between the two sides. I feel I've cursed the game coming into it by saying so many goals. Barcelona 51 goals, 9 conceded at the Camp Nou or at home this season. So many goals in the last few games between the two sides. Reverse fixture heralded 6 4-2 win for Barca. At the moment we're looking for our first. Barca do though have the ball. They've moved it nicely up the field. Balde hardly had a touch since coming up because Barca have hardly had a touch in the last few minutes. Garcia swings it out to Yamal on the right hand side. Pokes it into the feet of Torres. Back heel back into Yamal. So many bodies. It's cleared away only as far as Garcia, who nods it back in. And it's lumped away in the end by Javi Rodriguez all the way to the left hand side where Kunde brings it down. He's battling away with his man and he's going to give away a free kick as well. In the process is the French fullback. They ran up against him and he does bring him down by his, almost by shoving him aside. Almost a little bit too aggressive there from Kunde. The referee's going to pause the players. He's off over to have a word with Hansi Flick. I'm not too sure what the German boss is. Maybe it's a foul. I think it was a foul. He wanted the word with the referee, but and he's one of them that again never afraid to speak his mind. He's a German boss. Celta have the ball back with Alonso inside his own penalty area on the left hand side. Alvarez plays it forward, but it's deflected away by Kunde. Nice pass from left to right. Fer Lopez. Moriba. To the right hand side to Durant. Found his man there. Back to Largo and back to Radu. Just trying to stretch the player, Celta Vigo as well. Poor pass, intercepted, but the heavy touch from Garcia means it comes to nothing. Celta Vigo, here they come, they've opened up Barca nicely. Down the right hand side, the run of Rueda, ball into the box, too much on it, but well alert goalkeeping there from Juan Garcia. The ball, I don't think that Uclar was going to get there. I think Javier Rueda's crossing was well overhit, but the goalkeeper was alert, brave as well to come out. Made the correct decision. That could have gone absolutely wrong. Would have had anybody's face. Instead, it was really good goalkeeping there from Garcia. Less than 10 minutes to go in the first half. Still goalless from the Camp Nou. Barcelona's best chance coming from Lamine Yamal, a strike just outside the penalty area on the outside of his left boot. Celta Vigo's best chance was a great save from a Jutglar effort from Garcia. Jutglar also had a chance that he put wide from a very acute angle. Have to go down as a chance, you'd have to say. Barca just have possession inside the Celta half. Everyone is inside the Celta half by Joan Garcia for Barca. I can imagine he's not in his penalty line. He's not in his 6-yard box. I can imagine he's probably about halfway into the Barcelona half. Yamal into Koundé on the right-hand side. Pedri over the top for Olmo. Nice chest control. Into over the top of Alonso. Alonso has to just nod it back to the goalie, Ian Radu, and he just quickly snaps and clears it away. Out for a throw-in on the right-hand side for Koundé to take. Kabasi. Still a hold on the ball and looking for options. 45 yards out from goal. Koundé. Yamal's got a one-on-one against his man here. Cuts inside. Nice pass into Gavi. In the penalty area. Swings a ball across the face of goal. It's cleared away. Balde will keep it in play though, high on the left-hand side. Spanish fullback trying to get involved. Eric Garcia. Oh, pass, but Gerard Martin gets there and keeps his attack alive. Kabasi. Again, quickly from one side of the field to the other. Koundé. And Yamal, one-on-one against Herrera. Goes left, goes right down the byline. Ball into the box. It's headed away. But I think last touch off of Olmo. So it's out of play for a Celta goal. Kick lovely play by Yamal, twisting, turning, going left, going right. Decent ball into the box. It was last stop of Dani Olmo. I think the cost of Yamal is still a young prodigy, but of course one of the best players in the world. What I do like about the 18 years of age Spaniard is that so many wingers play this inverted winger role and always want to cut inside. I always like that he's happy to go down the byline. He's happy to go on his weaker right boots. He's happy to go down the byline and swing a ball on the outside of his left boot. I really like that. Because then it just opens up when he does want to cut inside. It opens up a bit more room for him. Pedri still has it in the middle of the field. 1-2 with Yamal. Hustled and harried, but he plays at his own pace, does Pedri. Another fantastic talent from the Barca Academy. They always just seem to churn them out. The likes of Yamal at 18, Pedri 23, Gavi's only 21, Kabasi as well, 19. Gerard Martin 24 again. Seems to just churn them out whenever they need them. Koundé on the right. This is looking to the feet of Yamal, but lovely first touch control into Olmo in the penalty area. Back to Yamal, cuts inside, still going, goes down. What will the referee give? And I believe he points to the penalty spots. Lovely play by Yamal and Olmo. On first thought, it looked like Yamal was brought down for a penalty for Barcelona. The referee this evening is Jose Montero. He's bringing a few players together, the two skippers in Alonso and Pedri. Lovely play. It does look like it's a clumsy coming together on the part of the Celta Vigo man. For me, it looks like a stone wall penalty as far as I'm concerned. Lago almost just he misses the ball and then he can't pull his body out of it, and Yamal goes collide again. It's very clumsy from the Celta defender. I'm sure they will have a quick look at it for the VAR and just to confirm the referee's decision, but the young 22-year-old Joel Lago will be the man to give it away. An academy graduate. He's had a good game as well, but wasn't a good piece of play. And Yamal, as per usual, well, becoming as per usual, if Lewandowski or Rafinha was on the pitch, might be a different story, or Marcus Rashford. It will be Lamine Yamal to take. Great season so far. 45th appearance. He's got 23 goals in all comps. It's 15 in the league. Can he make it 16? Yamal steps up and he puts it in the back of the net. Keeper goes the right way, put a clinical finish into the bottom corner, and Barcelona are 1-0 up on the stroke of the 40th minute mark. Might be a bit of worry though, as Yamal is celebrating. He hasn't hurt himself celebrating, but he's gone down straight away looking at his left leg. So whilst Barcelona want to celebrate the 1-0 up, the worry goes straight to Lamine Yamal. Now it might be that he's picked up the injury from the tackle, he's gone to take the penalty and he's pulled something, so we'll have to wait and see. So the celebrations go to worry for Barcelona straight away. Again, very similar to João Cancelo. Yamal takes it, and I will say, doesn't take it with the biggest run-ups or the most confidence on his face, and as he's running away, if anything, he puts his arm in the air saying, maybe my game's done already. And flick, he looks up, there's the German boss, and it's Yamal even does the substitution signal through the bench. That'll be a real worry. Again, it could be precautionary, we don't know. We've already Rafinha out. Yamal might be out, and then again it could just be precautionary, we don't know. Could be he's walking off under his own power. So we're watching the penalty back. Credit to Radu, he goes the right way, but it's just a fantastic penalty by the Spanish teenager. It's into the side netting, so you've got absolutely no chance. Goes the Celta keeper. And as I say, at this time of the season, it's, well, not just for Barca's running, but I can imagine Spain will be having a heart-in-mouth moment if Yamal's picking up a knock at the back end of April. But 42 minutes on the clock, it is Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. That's with Lamine Yamal penalty. He was the man who won it. He was the man who stepped up to take it, slotted it home, and passed to Radu. That'll be his last action of the game. That'll be his last kick of the game, seemingly. He's having a word with Flick to share a hug as he walks down the tunnel. So for Barcelona, would be a massive worry. His Cancelo's already come off injured. Yamal's now coming off injured, waiting to see who will come on for him. And Cameron's picking him up, going straight down the tunnel, making the walk back to the locker room. Again, not just for this evening and where the Barca go here, but again, it's the games have got Madrid in a couple of weeks, of course, at the new camp. Again, Spain will be having a lot of worries as well. Looking at the Barcelona benches, a couple of players warming up. You do have in the attacking areas Ronnie Bargi, Lewandowski, Rashford, Fermin Lopez, De Jong could come on. Some pictures of Rafinha on the sideline, not involved, of course. Looking at ref cam, great images of the Lamine Yamal penalty. Hansi Flick didn't even dare look. He looked up. He did have a smile on his face. He never really does he? Barca boss. But then he turns around and then he sees Yamal wanting to come off and goes, oh no, we don't need that. So also as well, what will Barca do? They've already made, gosh, you have 5 changes and 3 blocks to make them. Will Barca almost make another change, which means they have 3 left and a block to use with half-time as well? Will Barca even to save a block of changes, make them at half-time? There is a stoppage in play. I believe there might be a problem off the field. There is a couple of actually police officers on the field, or just on the side of the field, I should say, having a word with the referee. He's just picked up his phone and he's having a word, so there might be some security issues at the new camp. So first and foremost, they'll have to make a substitution with Barcelona, but there is a pause to the game for another reason as well, so you're not missing anything at the moment. The referee is having a word with someone in his ear, and as I say, the policia, I should say, officers at the new camp. There might be a medical emergency in the crowd as well. I don't need them, but I haven't seen pictures of it. So if it is a medical emergency, hopefully all is well with the fans. Sending out wishes for them, but for the moment we get to get back underway. Looks like it will be Rooney Bargi, the young Swede, to come on. So much hype about him, and been rather impressive in the short bursts that I have seen him. So for Barcelona, it will be the second change of this first half for the hosts. João Cancelo came off around the 20th minute mark for Alejandro Balde, and now, after winning the penalty, taking the penalty, giving Barcelona a 1-0 lead, Lamine Yamal will be coming off, and it will be Rooney Bargi, the man to come onto the field of play. The referee just coming over and having a few words with the skippers for Barcelona, Pedri, and for Celta Vigo, Marcos Alonso. Of course, there's no need to rush this situation. Imagine as well for everyone involved, it's how do we deal with this? We have played 45 minutes, we haven't been underway since Yamal won the penalty, of course, and 8 minutes of stoppage time have been given. I could imagine that that'll take us into the 53rd minute. Well, I don't know if that includes the stoppages we've had since the penalty. I'm not 100% sure, so that might be updated, and we could get 10 plus minutes of stoppage time here at the new camp. So already the players made us wait 3 or 4 minutes for kick-off, and now we will be going into very, very much almost extra time of the first half and stoppage time. It will be Rooney Bargi to come on. Still the referee is having a few words with the security and the officers on the touchline. Players have got a few footballs out there now, so just keeping themselves warm, keeping themselves active. The linesmen are coming over as well. Rooney Bargi keeping himself warm as well. A few sprints up and down the field, but it will be the young 20-year-old Swedish winger to come on. Made a name for himself, of course, for Copenhagen. It's a fantastic season, getting double-digit goals in the 23-24 season. 24-25, he did suffer an injury, of course, unfortunately. Joined Barcelona last summer, scoring 2 goals as well so far for Barca, 1 in the league and 1 in the Super Cup. 3 appearances for his national side as well. Just watching a couple of highlights back for Celta. Celta maybe on paper and statistically have probably been the better side in this first half. They've really took it to Barcelona. I think they've been absolutely excellent. But then unfortunately, when you have the skills, the technique, the greatness of Lamine Yamal, you can make something out of nothing. You win a penalty. Yes, unfortunately, he won't see the rest of the game out. He's already left the field. He's in the locker room by now, probably being seen to by some medical staff and probably having evaluations and the whole 9 yards for him. But I would agree, he's done his job. He's got a goal. He's 16th of the league campaign for Barcelona. And it does put them 1-0 up at the new camp. Again, if you are joining us, it's English audio commentary of Barcelona hosting Celta Vigo. There's a stoppage in play, of course, after the penalty. Yamal had an injury, so there's a few minutes for him to be sorted and seen to a sub to be made. There will be Rooney Bargi coming on for him, the 20-year-old Swede, but there is a pause in play. We haven't got underway yet, haven't got any signals when we will get back underway. There's been a medical emergency in the crowd, so there has been a long stop to play on the clock, which of course will always keep ticking over. We've played 49 minutes, we've just ticked over now. The penalty from Yamal officially on the scoreboard went in on the 40th minute, so we've had close to 10 minutes of stoppage, and of course, whatever stoppage we had at in the first 40 minutes with a few injuries, of course, with Cancelo. Duran picked up a bit of a knock as well. So we were given 8 minutes of stoppage time, but it has to be said, I assume, hopefully the fan is sending well wishes out to the fan receiving medical treatment. When this game does get back underway, it will be a long pause. There's a long pause, and as long as it needs to be taken, can be taken. There is no need to rush at all, of course. It has to be said, how will this affect the game with Lamine Yamal coming off the field of play? It looked like he was warming up to it, getting real comfortable, of course, as I say, winning the penalty, slowing it home. And as I say, it's not just Barcelona for the rest of the season. You can imagine as well that it will be Spain, and you can imagine Luis de la Fuente will be watching this game and eyes on it. Eyes on a lot of teams. Of course, Ferran Torres usually in the squads as well. Fermin, Pedri. We're looking to go. My stat is being referred to a lot of times. Lamine Yamal. Hopefully, he might make a few phone calls and a few text messages to the Barcelona staff and the hierarchy saying what's going on with Lamine. Again, fingers crossed for him. It's just a precautionary look. We're taking him off because we don't want him to play on and pick up any further injuries, it has to be said. That could be a major reason as to why. I did wonder if maybe Lewandowski would have come on and maybe Ferran Torres could have moved to the right-hand side or something like that. But we're going to keep Ferran Torres as the lone striker, and as I said, it will be the Swedish winger Rudy Bargi to come on to the field of play. Still get back underway. It's Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. English audio commentary of all the action, and we'll be going a little bit later than expected, not just in this first half, but in the second half. We got underway close to an hour ago now, and I can imagine that again, the security and the police officers, it's a very, very difficult situation to handle. And I'm sure they're doing their absolute best to provide the support needed for the fans, support needed for how this game will continue, for what can be done, security reasons, health reasons, everything will be being looked at. Doesn't seem to be any sign of the game is getting back underway. From my broadcast view, it is exactly opposite where the medical treatment is being given to one of the fans. You just see it from afar, like I said, because there's almost a huddle of medics, and shouts out to them for doing a fantastic job and helping out that fan. And as I say, all the best well wishes out to them. You don't want to go to the football and not come back, but it doesn't, like I say that, it looks like there was no sign of maybe the game getting back underway. Rudy Bargi is on the sidelines. The fourth official is putting the board up, number 10 in red, number 19 in green. Bargi is on, Yamal is off. And I will say that does have Rooney on his back, so I will be saying that. Very similar to a Memphis Depay, so Memphis on his back, so I prefer to him as Memphis. So it does look like we're only maybe a few minutes away from getting back underway. We'll have to wait and see what happens to any extra time. As I said, Lamine Yamal's penalty strike was officially counted as the 40th minute mark. We are now on the clock, as it has just kept ticking over. We're about to hit 54 minutes. So that's 14 minutes of a pause. And that's all. And we had 8 minutes of stoppage time. So will we just, from when we go, will we play, I don't know, we had 8 minutes. Was that given from the 40th minute? I'm not 100% sure. But I can tell you, at least clockwise, we'll play over we'll play over 60 minutes of football in this first half. So watching Juan Garcia getting warmed up, a few of his teammates just putting a few crosses in for him and having a few shots at him, and he was very busy in the first few minutes. Duran with 2 shots on goal. The first one just outside the area. 90 seconds in, Yamal had his strike very early on. From the kickoff, Celta Vigo lost it. Great pressure from Ferran Torres, played it to Yamal, drove forward, quick snapshot that went wide, and from the goal kick, Yukla nodded it down for Duran. Took a nice touch on his right boot and swung a vicious strike with his left that was saved by Garcia. And from the ensuing corner, Duran had another strike at goal, a bit more tame, didn't really connect with it as he would like, and it was straight at the goalkeeper, and it was easy as you like. So we're just moments away from getting back underway. We'll be underway shortly. It's been a long way. Fingers crossed for that fan. Was in the home stand, so I could only imagine it was a Barcelona fan. Just trying to celebrate the goal that put his side ahead. They are that. Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0 at the moment, of course, with dropping a point, if you will. Looking at the table, Celta Vigo will drop to 7th place after Getafe were 3-0 winners. They will go into 5 points behind Betis. Celta Vigo will remain 5 points behind Betis in search of European football. Getafe will find themselves in 6th place. Barcelona with the 3 points up. They will now be 9 points above Real Madrid in their search for another league title. So to their 29th, and in search of back-to-back titles, of course, under Hansi Flick. Again in this game, looking at the stats, Barcelona had 1 shot on target, and that was a penalty from Lamine Yamal. Well, it does have to be said, creating the goal, he was about 6 yards out and was taken out by Joel Lago, the Spanish defender. So he did really well to weave in and around and find a bit of space. Could even class it as a bit clumsy from Lago, maybe a bit of inexperience, I'm not too sure. It has to be said that Yamal earned the penalty, stepped up, put it away, still right in the corner. Radu guessed correctly, went the right way, but nothing he can do about it. It's a cliche as it gets, but you could put 2 goalkeepers in the back of the net and nothing will come for it. It would have easily been saved. Araujo, the Barcelona captain, again not on the field of play, but very much involved on the sidelines, the leader in the squad, and just trying to show his leadership qualities anywhere he can. Of course, earlier today there were 2 games in La Liga. One concerning the team that did beat Barcelona. Atletico Madrid lost 3-2 to Elche. Did receive a red card to boot as well. Almeida, the man sent off. Looking at the team that Atleti put out, it's still a very strong squad. I wouldn't say bar maybe 2 or 3 players, was it a heavy first team? Of course, eyes on the Champions League. They're 8 points clear of Betis, and they are 25 at the moment with the 3 points. Barca gaining off of Barcelona, so comfortably in top 4, but very much off Barcelona, and also Getafe beating Sociedad 1-0. So we are just about to get back underway. Celta Vigo, again by official stats, Yamal scored in the 40th minute. That was now 19 minutes ago. 59 minutes are on the clock here at the Camp Nou. If you are joining us, we are going to be a little bit late into the night, especially into half time, going into the second half and full time. We are back underway. It's Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. English audio commentary from the Camp Nou. Lamine Yamal's penalty in the 40th minute, the difference maker between the 2 sides. And as soon as the goal went in, we did have a medical emergency, it seems, for one of the fans in the stands at the Nou Camp. And that did take us into a very, very long stoppage, but hopefully, fingers crossed, well wishes out to that fan that all is good. We'll have to wait and see, though, how long stoppage time is given. When we hit the 45th minute mark, there was 8 minutes put up on the board. Then we played an extra 13. Well, didn't play a pause, we had a pause for an extra 13. So we'll have to wait and see where we will go from here in terms of stoppage time. We will play at least an hour of the first half, and then realistically it'll just be all eyes on the referee, Jose Montero, of what he wants to do. My imagination is we got underway with 59 minutes on the clock. Will we play 8 minutes and that'll be it? Will we play any more? I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to go off the feeling that 59 minutes in kick-off, we're going to play to the 67th minute, and then it's all to the referee's discretion. In the first half, though, Barcelona have been forced into 2 changes. Injuries to Cancelo, and as soon as Jamal took the penalty, the Spanish teenager as well needed to be substituted. On in their places have been Alejandro Balde and Rooney Bargi. Swedish winger now on the right side. So nothing changed in terms of tactics for Barcelona, just changes in personnel. Since we got back underway, Celta Vigo, who I said they've been excellent in this first half of their credit, big underdogs and haven't won in 3. Suffered a 6-1 aggregate loss to Freiburg. Ball from left to right, looking for the run there of Rueda. Too much on it though from the skipper Marcus Alonso, and out of play for a throw-in. With Balde to take about halfway into the Barcelona half. I'll say we've not been given any indication or an inkling of if there has been a change in stoppage time. Still just says +8, so as I say, we'll just go off of that. Olmo blind, lovely, but blind ball out from left to right, finds Rooney on the ball into the box on the outside of his left boot, but reflected away and out for a corner for Barcelona. Perhaps a Swede will come on now and make some set pieces. I'm 100% sure how the set pieces will work. And Yamal does take a lot of free kicks and a lot of corners for Barcelona. Taken quickly, ball into the box from Balde, not it down into a dangerous area. Kunde nearly there to tap it home. Nothing comes of it though. And it's cleared away by Celta. Olmo taken down there by Rodriguez. Just a clip of the heels, nothing malicious, it has to be said. Never really anything malicious about it, really. Gabasi into Kunde. In the match, try and get Rooney Bargi on the ball a little bit more. Getting warmed up into this game. Gabasi out to Balde on the left-hand side and to Gavi. Back to Eric Garcia. To Martin. It's a poor pass into Pedri, but the pass keeper gets there first and plays it back. Balde back to Gavi. Ball over the top for Torres as he sprung the offside trap correctly. Flag stays down for now. Ferran Torres drives into the penalty area. Cuts inside on his favoured right boot. Still going back to Balde. And the flag will go. He did look offside. I will say that back three of Celta Vigo, I thought the time that offside trap to absolute perfection. And watching it back, it is ever so close. That is so close, and I think from the linesman, the right idea there is, I know they're told to do it, is to keep the flag down until the plays come to an end or the sequences come to an end, but that was a very close one. Even if the linesman kept his flag down, I really wouldn't have disagreed with that. Such a close one, but it is an offside and a free kick coming up. Ball forward to Yukla, and it down for Alvarez. It's passed into the honouring Duran. Too much on it. Ends up back into the hands of Juan Garcia. 64 minutes on the clock, and if you are joining us, no, we're not seeing the second half at the back end of the first. I think we'll maybe have another 3 to 5 minutes of stoppage time left, and after that all eyes will just be on the referee, what his decisions are. You are joining us in the last few minutes of the second half. Well over an hour played at the Nou Camp. It is Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. English audio commentary of all of the action. We're having an extended game, longer than what we thought. Yamal won a penalty, stepped up, took it, slotted it away. Put Barcelona 1-0 up on the evening, and 9 points clear at the top of La Liga. We had an indefinite pause due to a medical emergency. So again, if you are joining us and you see the minutes on the clock in the top left-hand corner, and you thought, when you're listening in, you're thinking, why is it so many minutes on the clock? We're not in the second half. You're not thinking we kicked off any earlier. We kicked off well over an hour ago, of course. You're not going loopy if you're joining in and thinking, why is it well over an hour in the first half? Gavi has the ball on the left-hand side, looking for options, but it's falls slowly back to Martin and then back to Juan Garcia. To Martin, this ball out to Rooney. Pass to Kunde. It's a heavy one, but Kunde tries to stretch to get there. Instead, Almo is wide on the right-hand side, so he picks up the ball. Barca trying to get back in a bit of a groove. Gavi, Eric Garcia, to Kabasi, back to Eric Garcia, Kunde. We'll say at the moment, Garcia dropping almost to make a back three at times. When the Barca have the ball, Kabasi switches play to the right-hand side to Kunde. The French ball back into Rooney. Back to Martin. Get a controlled end to this first half, that's it. Nice pass into Torres, but does take a heavy touch and just knocks it back to Gavi. Nice pass, edge of the area. Strike comes in. It's saved well by Radu, stinging the palms of the Celtic goalkeeper. There was Rony Bargi. It was straight at the goalkeeper, but watching it back as well, yes, it's a save I expected him to make, but he hits it with his laces and it's swerving in midair. An awkward one for the goalkeeper. So it forces a corner for Barcelona from the far side. Will they take it short? No, it will be an in-swinger by Olmo. Doesn't beat the man at the front post. And the referee will blow his whistle. And it is for half-time. So an extended 22 minutes, really. We played on. That wasn't all on the field, though. Due to a medical emergency, we were given an indefinite pause to the game. But at half-time, it was a very good performance in the first half from Celta Vigo. But it was just some brilliance from Lamine Yamal to win a penalty. He stepped up and took it. The Spaniard scored his 16th league goal of the season. That's half-time at the Nou Camp. It's Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. Join us shortly for the second half. and it is a warm welcome back to this evening's English audio commentary of all the action from the Nou Camp as Barcelona looking to extend their lead at the top of La Liga host Celta Vigo. It is currently 1-0 to Barcelona thanks to a penalty from Lamine Yamal, and we did have a long time of stoppage. The reason we're getting underway a little bit later is we had close to about 22 or 23 minutes, give or take, or minutes of extra time. Yamal scored his he won the penalty, I should say, first and foremost, and he sorted it away officially on the 40th minute mark after he was, I didn't even celebrate, he went down straight away. So getting his 16th league goal of the season. Straight down, he was forced off with an injury. Looks like it could be a dead leg, a muscle injury. We're not too sure. Have no official comment by Barcelona at half-time about it. As he was being taken off, there was a medical emergency in the crowd, which, as I say, officially the goal stood at 40 minutes on the clock. We got back underway on the 58th minute mark. So, well over the allotted time that you would expect. So if you did tune in and you saw 65 minutes on the clock, we weren't in the second half. We're just getting back underway. As I say, it's English audio commentary. Barcelona hosting Celta Vigo. We are back underway for the second half thanks to Lamine Yamal's 16th league goal of the season. It is Barcelona who lead 1-0 at home to Celta Vigo. There has been a change at half-time. Gavi has gone off and Fermin Lopez has gone on, and he's starting the second half. There were those two changes in the first half, of course. Cancelo off, Balde on, and Yamal off, and Rooney Badaji on in place on him. So 3 changes as a whole, and perhaps the reason that they've made a change at half-time is because they've only now got 1 block of changes left. They've got 2 left. That makes a bit of sense that, right, we'll maybe force into one at half-time. But that's maybe a very, very smart thing from a smart man in Hansi Flick. Fermin, first involvement in the game, and he's taken down there by Fer Lopez, his namesake. So Barca have the ball with Koundé. We'll say Celta Vigo, I thought they were very good in that first half, but Barcelona, when you have the players of Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo who linked up to win the penalty, and you can have a man who can slot away a perfect penalty as Lamine Yamal did, even with the injury seemingly. It's very hard if you're Celta Vigo trying to adapt and change to that. And then there is a foul by Fermin, free kick to Celta Vigo. So quickly the full lineups for either side in a 4-2-3-1. Barcelona, Juan Garcia is in goal. Back 4 of Koundé, Cabasi, Martin and Balde. Skipper Pedri and Eric Garcia, the holders in midfield, with Rooney, Olmo and Fermin Lopez supporting Ferran Torres. For Barca, for Celta Vigo, they're unchanged from kick-off. In goal is Radu, back 3 of Rodriguez, Lago and skipper Alonso, Rueda on the right, Herrera on the left with Lopez and Mariba in the middle, and a forward 3 of Alvarez, Jutla and Duran. Here come Barca, right-hand side, Rooney out to the overlapping Koundé, ball into the boxes, blocked away. Will be the first set piece of this second half. Koundé can sit back and allow maybe his left-hand sided full-back upside of the field, Balde to attack, or he can overlap. He's a great defender, great athlete. He's the French full-back. As I said, Rooney Bargi's got Rooney on his back, so that's what I'll be calling him as we go into this second half. Ball is swung in, it's headed away by Celta Vigo, only as far as Dani Olmo. In this second half, Barcelona in the usual red and blue, going from right to left, and Celta Vigo in their usual home, sky blue, with a hint of white, going from left to right. Camp Nou this evening, and the referee, just for full confirmation, Jose Luis Montero, the Spanish official in charge of all of this longer than expected night at the Camp Nou. And as I did say earlier, continues to be the same well wishes for the fan who seek treatment, and well wishes for a speedy recovery, and hopefully nothing went wrong, all was good, and credit to those medics for getting there as quickly as they did, and any fans or players for seeing the situation nice and early. Here come Barcelona, Eric Garcia, ball in the hand for Ferran Torres, dealt with though by Rodriguez, back to Radu, who At the time in that first half, Celta Vigo were trying to play out from the back a lot. Barcelona, as we know, pressing kings almost. At times they caught them cold. Celta Vigo have been very positive, without a doubt. Pedro plays the ball in behind, blocked away by Mariva. He's had an excellent game as a more defensive midfielder for Celta. Move to Martin and to Lopez. That's to find Olmo with a first-time pass, but it's intercepted. Does Olmo catches man there? Yes, he does. Free kick about halfway into the Celta half. Here's Rueda, who's gone down. Saying that he's being caught. Now he's making a little bit more theatrical. He's already taken a swift elbow from John Bones-Jones, but he does get caught by Danny Olmo, and what I will say is I could assume when you're running at that pace it was a slight elbow, but he got caught on the nose, and I can imagine that if that was Danny Olmo, he'd have gone down in the same situation. They do lose the ball instantly to Celta Vigo. Look like that Hansi Flick has come up with a message in the second half almost. Rooney to Eric Garcia. Excellent in the first half, but almost every time Barca have the ball, he almost goes into a back three with Pedri sitting a little bit in front and almost making a diamond shape for the build-up play. Here they go with Balde. A bit of space for an Inter. He's going to stretch his legs and plays it wide to Fermin. Bakes it. Goes back to Pedri. And swing it out to the right-hand side. A little bit behind Koundé. It's too much behind Koundé. He's had a play for a throw-in for Celta Vigo. I will say probably the first mistake I've seen all evening from the Barca skipper. He's been excellent. And then I thought Celta were excellent. I wouldn't say as a player I've looked on the pitch and I've been if I'm bluntly honest. Radu, for example, has had 2 shots on goal. One was the penalty, that's very much in favour of the penalty taken score. And in the last few seconds of the first half, when the Rooney had a strike on goal that he saved well, so he stood up to basically anything that's come to him. Same for Juan Garcia, who has the ball now inside his penalty area. Martin quickly to Balde. High press on from Celta Vigo. I can imagine that Claudio Giraldes as well perhaps would have said, look, we're 1-0 down there, we've got to change something up in this second half. Pedri, nice pass into Lopez, switches out to Rooney. Well-timed interception from Sergio Carrera. Play to Rooney. Pedri. Gerard Martin. Bound in. It's almost at, as I say, that back three with Garcia joining Gabasi and Martin. Pedri in front of him. The wingers holding the width. Everyone else, go find spaces, go create some chaos, says Hansi Flick. Koundé. Himself, the right back and the left back, Alejandro Balde. As I said, go find some spaces, go make it awkward. Gerard Martin is on the ball. To Pedri. Koundé fakes it on his right, brings it in field, plays a poor pass and it's intercepted well. Great tackle by Gavi to win the ball back though. Barcelona, I said this as well in the first half, when Barcelona lose the ball, it's that old counter pressing, the 7-second rule that even Pep Guardiola and Johan Cruyff had, that we've got so many players close to the ball, as soon as we lose it, pounce on them and win the ball back quickly, and then we can go about our business once again. At the moment, Celta struggling at the start of the second half. Barca haven't had a shot or tested Radu in goal, but they've had complete control of the football. Fermin swings the ball and it's deflected away. We kept in play though by Gerard Martin. To Fermin Lopez, to Pedri, to Martin, just a low one forward almost. Instead he goes all the way back to his goalkeeper after it was deflected away off of Pablo Duran. Garcia into Pedri, and he's just floating wherever he can. Getting forward, getting back. Rooney. Is he taken down there by Marcos Alonso? Yes, he is. So it'll be a free kick wide on the right-hand side, halfway into Barcelona's half. As I say, Barcelona haven't really peppered at all. They haven't had a shot, of course, in the early moments of the second half, but Celta Vigo have struggled to even have a touch of the ball, really. Fermin into Torres, dropping deep and trying to get involved in play. Nice pass out to Koundé. Frenchman looking for options into Olmo. Pedri. Lovely run by Koundé, almost fakes an open up space for Rooney. Into the underlapping Pedri, back to Koundé. This is a lovely sequence from Barca. Rooney back on the ball, swings one in. Deflected away, but the Swede still has it. Ball to the edge of the area, just off of the toes of Fermin Lopez. Rooney on the right. Into Pedri, swings a lovely ball in for Torres! On the volley, what a goal from Barcelona. The skipper with a lovely, lovely ball. Ferran Torres, it's not an easy finish, but it is a pinpoint pass by Pedri. Getting back there, Celta Vigo. Gavion, he almost rolled it with his right boot there. Did Pedri. Lovely run from Ferran Torres off the underside of the bar. Nothing that Radu and the Celta goal could do about it. Only question would be, is he offside? He looks onside for me. It is very close. It is the definition of well-timed run and well-timed pass for me. Puts it in a lovely area. As I say, Ferran Torres, still, it's not a tapping of a finish. What a ball in though by Pedri. And Ferran Torres gladly obliged to finish it off. There is a quick VAR check. And unfortunately, it has been disallowed. Now, for my money, I thought that was onside. I've only seen one replay. Of course, VAR, he was very close. I think he's just onside. I'm sure it will show the smallest of margins. But Barcelona denied a 2-0 lead. And Ferran Torres, the former Manchester City forward, denied a 15th league goal over the season and a 20th in all comps. As Barca still have the lead, I also feel, this is no offence to Celta Vigo, but when you see a lovely goal like that, you just want them to stand there a little bit more. But 57 minutes on the clock, approaching the hour mark here at the Camp Nou. It is Barcelona 1 thanks to a Lamine Yamal penalty. They're 1-0 up against Celta Vigo and going 9 points clear of Real Madrid in the race for their 29th league title and back-to-back league titles under Hansi Flick. Barca have it just outside their own penalty area, almost trying to tease Celta into a press. Pedri put it on a play for Ferran Torres. He's on the run of Dani Olmo now. Decides to go to Rooney. That's the ball on the outside of his right boot to Ferran Torres. Doesn't work out. Lose the ball, but Koundé wins it back illegally, says the referee Montero. And now Celta, they have to respond because they've been pretty poor for me in the second half. I also think Barcelona have woken up and have been a much the better side than they were in the first, but Celta have also been much poorer. Torres, is he clipped there? Yes, he is. But Fermin has the ball on the left-hand side. He needs some support. It's currently a 4 against 1. Lopez, all on his own, goes for a strike. Drags it wide on the left-hand side and his left boot. And he almost thought, well, I'm on my own here. I've got to go for something. And I do believe there will be the first yellow card of the game for Joel Largo for his foul on Ferran Torres. And the referee had the whistle in his mouth, but it felt kind. Ferran Torres gets there first, clips a lovely pass to see what's being taken out, and you can see the foul coming in. He plays a nice little dinked ball out to Fermin Lopez on the left-hand side. So the first yellow card goes away of the Spanish defender. Lopez has it once again on the left-hand side. Barca do just look a little bit more for it in this second half. Looking at the stats, 86% possession. But for Barcelona, they've hardly had anything. 16 accurate passes so far for Celta Vigo. Barcelona have really just turned it on, and I think they're in search of that second goal. and then they can almost be quite confident in 3 points being theirs. Celta Vigo, the ball in the middle thanks to a nice tackle from Mariba. Radu has it. Feet of Rueda. Back to Rodriguez. He plays a poor pass, picked off by Pedri. Here comes a Barcelona skipper, goes for goal. It's a tame effort. It rolls into the arms of Radu. Pedri, provider for a goal that was offside, having a word with the referee. And imagine it's one of them. If the player, obviously, you think it's onside, you don't see a replay of the VAR looking at it. As a commentator myself and the broadcasters, we do at least get to see it. I will say I only did see one replay, and it was very, very close. A lovely strike from Ferran Torres, but Barca still have the lead, and they're still in search of that 2-goal buffer, being 2 goals to the good. Not for the first time this season, we've hit 60 minutes on the clock, but we're 60 minutes into the game, in a normal game, if you will, just over an hour played. And here comes Celta Vigo. Jukla makes a lovely run. Can't play it to Duran, who's in the offside position. Finds Alvarez. Jukla continues to make a run. But it's a poor pass back into him. It's a little bit off the money there, and a little bit off the same wavelength. Go on it. And it trickles back into the arms of Joan Garcia in the Barcelona goal. Going to come into this game, I feel like I'm being the curse of the commentators. It's been a great game, but I spoke about how many goals have been scored by both teams in just this season, and in recent memory between the two, it was 4-2 earlier this season. Lewandowski hat-trick and a Lamine Yamal strike, so Barcelona looking to do the double over Celta Vigo. Well, Lamine Yamal's done the double over them. No clean sheet in 6 in head-to-heads for Barcelona. No clean sheet in 13 for Celta Vigo. The last time they kept Barcelona out of their goal was a 2-0 home win in April 2019. And for both teams, the last 6 games has been over 2.5 goals, and both teams have scored in the last 6 games between the two sides. No clean sheet in 4 for Barca, no clean sheet in 5 for Celta. At the moment, Barcelona looking for their first clean sheet in 4 games. Celta knocking it around nicely for the last minute or so. They've won a free kick as well. Now we're going to see a replay of the offside. My word, that is close. I do personally, I disagree with VAR there. I know no one cares about my opinion. I'm a commentator, but oh my word, that is incredibly harsh. I'll move on because I will save my opinions for people who care later on. Celta Vigo do have a free kick, and they're going to make a double change as well. Not sure who'll be coming off the other player. They're going to take this free kick though, seemingly first. Mingueza was one of the players prepped and ready to come on. He was one of the players who dropped out of the 11 from the 3-1 loss to Freiburg. One of the changes coming into this evening. Ball is whipped into the area. Good, decent delivery, but nodded away by Kabasi. And then Kunde puts his laces through it and clears it out for a throw-in on the right-hand side. So it will be a double change coming on. Alvarez will be the first man to leave the field of play. And then the second one will be the yellow card, and Joel Largo is coming off. So Williot is on, and Mingueza to boot as well. So Mingueza and Williot on Alvarez, and Largo off the field of play. The first changes of the game for Celta Vigo. Barcelona, of course, already made 3. So we've got 2 Swedes on the field now. Williot, Swedberg, very similar to Rooney Baraji. I'll say that the Swedish winger does have Williot on his back, and is preferred to and referred to as Williot. So that will be, once again, respecting the wishes of the players, is what I'll be going with this evening. Barcelona are back in possession. Can you feel as well? The play It's great because Barcelona, they're always great to watch. They're always trying to score goals, as I've already spoke about. At the same time, you always feel there's a mistake with that high line. Celta Vigo, I think they've had a few half chances because of that this evening. Put the ball inside their own penalty area at the moment, trying to do what Barca do, tease out a press. Attendance this evening just a shade under 60,000, 59,000 plus at the new camp, on the Camp Nou, however you like to go with it. Yep, getting his first few touches into Lopez. So perhaps with Gueza coming on, I wonder if that's a change of tactic. Perhaps going to a 4 at the back. To wait and see how it does shake out. 65 minutes on the clock. It's English audio commentary on the action between Barcelona and Celta Vigo, thanks to a Lamine penalty in the 40th minute mark. It's Barcelona who lead 1-0. They did have a goal disallowed to the hosts in the second half. Just offside with Ferran Torres. So it remains 1-0. Vigo have the ball outside the penalty on the right hand side with it up. The on-running Rueda. Ball is swung in, nodded on, just over the head of Jutla. Headed away back to where it came from, and Mariba has it. Swings it out to the left-hand side. Ball into the box. Duran takes a nice few touches. He's forced a little bit wide, though, for his liking. Back to Alonso. Ball in behind. Duran, can it get there? It does. It's deflected off of Koundé, but has it been overrun? The referee is pointing for a corner, so he says that it's been kept in play. Watching it back, it does ever so well. I mean, lost in play. But Celta Vigo will earn themselves a corner in the second half. They are going from left to right. It's on the far side. Will be an in-swinger. And it's absolutely packed. 6-yard box for Celta. Goalkeeper comes out to claim, punches it. Decent clearance, falls for Williot. Forced to go back to Mariba. Advance all the way from right to left. The ball will be swung back in. 1-2. Lopez. Mariba. Back out to the right hand side. Looking for a 1-2. Gets in behind Balde. Rueda. Ball into the box. He does ever so well. He's asking for a free kick with Balde all over him. They're all over each other, to be perfectly honest. I think ruling out a foul, and either both had arms all over each other. A bit clumsy from both of them, if I'm being bluntly honest. He's stretching for it. It's straight into the arms of Joan Garcia. Well, maybe if he's not stretching for it, he could cut back and get a nice cross into the box. Barca playing out from the back, and they're doing it incredibly well. And here they come with Eric Garcia. He's driving forward into the Celta Vigo half. Plays it to Ferran Torres, cuts inside with his right boot, takes the deflection. Rooney Bargi will keep it in play on the right hand side, looking for options. Into Pedri, leaves it for Olmo, and he gets right underneath it and it spoons over the bar. It will be a free kick for Celta Vigo, and that is a risk versus reward of playing out from the back, pressing a team very high. Celta Vigo, they've been excellent in their mid-block, in their high press this evening. Barcelona have beat the high press a few times, but they were so committed that time. Barcelona played through it. Eric Garcia just kept running and running and running like a racehorse down the ground, down the stand side, if you will. And I think he played the pass to Torres. He could have gone to Rooney on his right hand side. Maybe the Swedish wingers was the better option. Torres was a good strike, was well defended in the end by Rodriguez. Celta Vigo won't be too long in making at least one more change. Iglesias is stripped and ready to go. So it's almost when will he be on the field of play? Fermin 1-2 with Balde. Lovely back heel from Fermin Lopez into Balde, but there's no options on the attack, so he plays it back to Pedri, who finds a nice pass to the right hand side to Koundé. To Rooney on the right hand side. Overlapping run from Koundé, so it opens up room for the Swede, but goes centrally to Pedri. Balde 1-2 back to the skipper, and our team getting a few touches. the second half, Barca will be much more dominant and in much more control of the game. I would say that what I said in the first half, it's controlled chaos, because when it's back and forth, but they want it in the transition, my word, Barcelona, they just fly forward with reckless abandonment almost, but they are getting a bit more control in this game, especially in the second. Valde loses out there, though, ball forward to Duran, hints of offside, linesman flag stays down for now, one-on-one, Garcia saves it well. I do believe the linesman flag has gone up. If it hasn't, regardless, I think Garcia is actually going to play. The referee is holding a arm as if it is a play on from a foul, so I can assume the linesman flag went up, but Barca are just going to play on. So even if that did end up in the back of the net, Garcia saved it well, and Duran's effort was saved. So even if that was in the back of the net, as I say, Duran's goal wouldn't have stood. Nice passing behind, but that's where the high line, the offside trap works. Yes, he had a one-on-one. Wouldn't have mattered, because it would have been disallowed, because they're trained very well with the high line, of course, are these Barca players. Pedri back to his keeper. There's a nice pass to Olmo. A lot of space to open up now. A lot of tight legs there for the visitors, it has to be said. I know they've made 2 changes, but Barcelona have made that extra one. And if it's counting, all 3 players coming on are young, pacey, energetic players. Rooney, Fermin and Balde. Speaking of the left back, he's on the ball now, and he's going to drive forward into the penalty area, looking to create something. No one really follows him in, and bumps a bit back to Fermin, into Pedri. Kunde, back to Rooney. Kebasi. Martin, about 40, maybe 30. 35 yards out from goal, maybe even a bit further back, halfway into the Celta Vigo half now. But they swiftly move it out again. They're moving it nicely from right to left, left to right, vice versa, and trying to open this Celta side up. Gavin, whenever he gets on the ball, you're waiting for something to happen for Pedri, the skipper. Eric Garcia into Pedri. He's dispossessed. Garcia, big tackle to win the ball back. He crunches his opposition. Stays down, but for me, he won the ball well. Pedri into Rooney bars, slip of the boot there, and Celta Vigo win the ball back. That's a poor pass. Kunde is just going to shuffle his man out of play for a throw-in. Things will just calm down. So Borja Iglesias is going to be coming on for Pablo Duran. I believe that is the only change being made for the time being. So Celta Vigo, similar to Barcelona, have 2 changes left and a block to make them as well. You would say that Iglesias brings more experience, of course. Brings more of a goal-scoring opportunity. Speaking of Barcelona having 2 changes and 1 block to make it, well, they're going to go early, if you will, to make it. De Jong and Rashford are going to be coming on to the field of play. Dani Olmo will be the first man to leave, so will Ferran Torres. So De Jong and Rashford on, Torres and Olmo off the field of play. Imagine that Rashford will go straight up top. De Jong maybe sit a little bit deeper, allow Pedri to go a little bit further forward, might even be more of a 4-3-3. Look, De Jong is a multi-talented player. I know he sits a little bit deeper, but he could easily play in a more advanced position, maybe with Fermin giving a bit more licence to come further inside as well. De Jong getting his first few touches. I'd say it doesn't feel like 7 years ago since he joined the club, but he become part of the furniture now almost. With Camp Nou linked to a move away many a times, but he stood the test of time, and I think him and Pedri is probably 2 the best partnership in the world, maybe it has to be said, when they're fully fit and fully on form. But it might even be a 3-4-3 themselves for Barcelona, with Balde and Kunde the opportunity to go a little bit further forward. We'll have to see how it does play out. Garcia wins it in the middle though. Well, Martin, Rashford gets his first few touches, goes back to Balde. well out with injuries this year a few times. Just trying to get a few minutes in the legend. And under the belt, out to Rooney on the right-hand side. To Kabasi. Martin into Baldi on the left-hand side. Celta Vigo, they aren't pressing as high as they were early on. Ball to the right-hand side, Tim McConnell for Rooney. So it does mean that looking at the bench, the likes of Araujo, Lewandowski, they won't be featuring this evening. You can imagine the Polish forward would want to get on there. Some goals. Rashford obviously has a bit more pace and energy than the Polish forward does, but some of the better finishers of his generation. So he's always had a goal in him, of course. Firmino to Gerard Martin. In the second half, Celta have struggled for possession at all, really. I know they've had a few more than the first 10 minutes or so, but my word, at one point, as I said, it was 86, close to 90% of possession for Barcelona. Just over 75 minutes played here at the Camp Nou. Less than 15 to go, and whatever stoppage time we've got less, but less than 15 of the 90 minutes to go. It's English audio commentary of all the action of Wednesday evening La Liga football as Barcelona play Celta Vigo. Thanks to Lamine Yamal, a penalty in the 40th minute mark. It's Barcelona who lead 1-0. Ball forward down the left hand side. Great tackle by Kabasi there. Timed it to perfection, did the youngster. Very similar to the likes of Yamal. Kabasi's been around the team for ever so long. To sometimes forget he's still only 19 years of age, and what a crop of talent, as per usual, Barcelona have at their fingertip. Rashford plays it well to Pedri, and now here come Barcelona. The fresh legs could do them well. Koundé, nice pass into Rooney, drives forward, cuts inside. It's well defended by Mingueza. He's trying to chase the ball out. Takes it past Rooney, and there's a clip of the heels by the Swede. So well defended by the Celta Vigo defender there. And they'll win a free kick as well. Ever so clever. It's a great tackle by Mingueza. And then Alonso, the man to carry the ball out. He's the man who's brought down the former Barcelona player. And free kick close to their own corner flag. So looking at substitutions, Barca, they're out of them. All 5 have been made, 2 due to injuries, which will be something to keep an eye on. Celta Vigo, they've made 3 changes. They've got a block left, and they've got 2 of their 5 remaining. Booted forward by Radu, won well by Koundé. Pedri takes it past his man with ease again. He's been given the freedom of the Camp Nou this evening by Hansi Flick, as per usual. To De Jong, who back to Kabasi. Right to left swiftly. That's not a great pass from Martin. It's cut out in the middle by Fer Lopez. Goes back to Mingueza, who plays a nice pass forward to Iglesias, but he has it taken off his tiptoes by Pedri. To De Jong. To the skipper. He's going to king a ball out to Koundé on the right-hand side. I think he thought about it, but he thought better. De Jong into the skipper, out to Koundé on the right-hand side. Former Sevilla man holding the width well. Of course, he came to Barcelona as a centre-back. I think a little bit undersized. I think he could still obviously play a great role there, but he's really flourished under Hansi Flick as a little full flowing right back, and maybe him even looking maybe himself and going, well, I won't get a centre-back place here. The French national team, I won't either. Right back, the undisputed number 1 at both. And he's absolutely fantastic in that role. Long ball forward. Yes, for the commentator, it's a long ball forward from Koundé straight to the feet of Radu, who is pressed down instantly though. Snotted away by Rooney. Now back to Kabasi. Rava. Pedri looking for options, swings a nice pass out to De Jong, to Rooney, back to the Dutchman. Pedri. It's just been all about control in this half. I feel for Barcelona. Of course, have wanted to go and get that second. They thought they did, well, they've had the ball back in the net, of course. Have the ball with Rashford. They're still going to come forward, but the contrast in how they've just gone about the second half has been completely different. As a whole, they've just got a shade over 62% possession, but in the second half, they've got 75. So that just shows how an improvement. In the first half, they had 53. It just shows how they've controlled the game in the second at 45. There are 4 shots and the 1 on target, of course, the one that was offside. It doesn't count to the statistics. Balde to Rashford, dropping a bit deeper and coming forward. Pass, one heavy touch on his left boot though. A well-timed tackle from Mingueza. Lopez on his man like a rash there, Javier Rueda. He knocks it out for a throw. We are going to see the man that's synonymous with Celta Vigo. Iago Aspas is ready to make his appearance on the field of play. They're going to make a double substitution as well. Jutgla will be the man for Aspas. They're just waiting on confirmation for the second substitution as well. Looks like it was Fer Lopez who will be making way. As I say, they're just waiting on full confirmation. So it will be Sotalo on for Lopez. So Sotalo and Aspas on, Jutgla and Fer Lopez off the field of play. Aspas, the now 38-year-old Celta Vigo skipper, making his 413th appearance for Celta Vigo. That's just in this stint on the 150 he made, of course, in his first stint at Celta Vigo. Had that brief year at Liverpool and a lone stint, so he was away from Celta Vigo for 2 years and has made his 413th appearance of his second, as I say, stint at Celta Vigo. My maths is correct, his 563rd appearance as a whole for the club, and real man who is synonymous with the club in all the best ways. Could he be the man to come on and be the difference maker? So far this season, 7 goals, only 4 in the league though, 3 of his 7 coming in the Europa League. It's not maybe fresh, it's fresh legs and maybe a more experienced sense, it has to be said. Maybe he'll be coming on to just break up the game. Sotelo on as well, so maybe a more attacking hint by Claudio Giraldes. I haven't lost the ball since he's come on the field of play, and Aspas unleashes the ball down the right hand side for Rueda. Can he find a ball into the box? He fakes it on his right, back on his left, ball into the box. Looking for Iglesias, well defended there by Kavasi. Lovely play there. Almost does that more of maybe a presence on the field now for Vigo as well. At the moment, Barca are being pushed back a little bit deeper than they would usually like, I can imagine, in their own penalty area. The Barca having to defend Iglesias. Ball up to the right hand side, first time. Ball into the box from Rueda. The idea is correct, the execution is rather poor. 83 minutes on the clock. It's English audio commentary of all the action from this Wednesday evening clash at the Camp Nou in La Liga, as Barcelona are hosting Celta Vigo. Thanks to Lamine Yamal's penalty in the 40th minute mark. A lovely finish from the Spaniard, grabbing his 16th league goal of the season. As Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. A little bit later of a finish due to when Yamal scored in the 40th minute mark. He had to come off, so that brought a pause to play, and then there was a medical incident in the crowd and security issues, I do believe. Shed us back at 15-20 minutes later. Just over 6 minutes to play of the 90 of the evening. Barcelona 3 points this would be. As I say, it does push them 9 points clear over Real Madrid. And as for Celta Vigo, it's not the end of the world, but pressure on Real Betis just drop a little bit. They do drop a place down after Getafe won 1-0 earlier this afternoon. Will be them in 6th place, Celta Vigo dropping a place. Can they grab a point and remain in 6th? Will do 1-2. Rueda down the right hand side, ball into the box, is cleared away by Gerard Martin. It's out for a corner for Vigo. Well, defended by the Barca defender. 5 minutes of the 90 to go now. The pressure is seemingly a bit more on Barcelona than they would like. In the upcoming games, well, Barcelona will be facing Getafe away at the moment. Osasuna as well, so back-to-back away trips for Barca. One big one on the 10th of May at home to Real Madrid. And the third trip to Deportivo Alaves for Real Betis, and the trip to Mestalla to finish this season off. Whereas Celta Vigo, their next clash will be away to Villarreal and then host Elche. Get the trip to the Metropolitano, host Levante, go to the San Mamés to face Athletic Club, and then on the final day host Sevilla in a home tie from that corner. It's headed away. Here comes Barcelona driving forward. Rooney has it on the right hand side. Ready to Celta Vigo. They get bodies back in quick succession. Some great ball in, but it was dealt with well by Kabasi. Rooney tried to take on his man, did get the better of him, but there's no real support, so plays it back. Kabasi to Martin, Balde, Rashford, 1-2. Ball pass from the on-loan Manchester United man into the feet of Iago Aspas. We don't have the pace that he used to have, but he still has a great technique and he's still going forward with the ball. And Rashford does foul him as well, just pulling him a little bit too much, a little bit too aggressive. Really a bit clumsy, I would say, as well. Just trying to kick out and win the ball. It was the man who gave away the pass, and I think he was just trying a little bit too much to get it back, the on-loan Red Devil. And again, Aspas, such a experienced veteran, just knew exactly what he was doing. And the skipper to Rodriguez. Soleto. Back to Rodriguez, and even further back to Alonso on the left-hand side, still of that back three. Centrally Rodriguez, on the right-hand side is Mingueza. Ball forward, looking for the run of Aspas. It's out well by Pedri. All the plaudits you want to give him as being this deep line playmaker. I've almost called him a quarterback this evening for Barca. He sweeps up and cleans up ever so well. He's not just a controlling a midfielder, he can do it all, he can do the dirty work as well. And I know the skipper didn't score the goal, it was Yamal's penalty which makes a difference, but he's been everywhere. On ball forward on the left hand side, Fermin does well to keep it in play, holds it up and it's for support. Support doesn't really come and wants to play it back. Just having a quick look at Pedri's heat map. He's, yes, centrally, but centrally in an attacking area, centrally in a defensive area, on the right, on the left. He's absolute socks off as per usual. Spanish international. Pedri, speak of the player, picks it up, takes it past his man Javi Rueda, and he's brought down by Rueda. Just a bit of it, you got away from me, I'll pull your shirt. I think painful, it's not a kick out, but also quite cynical. De Jong driving forward. Down the left into Fermin Lopez. 1-2 between the Dutchman and the Spaniard. Tries to play a pass out to Kunde on the right hand side. A little bit too predictable and was well read. Celta try and play a ball forward, but too much on it, and Balde will pick it up. And Barca now has it into Kunde, and they've done so well. He's just swiftly playing the ball. Barcelona, Pedri. He sees things that others just don't. out there on that pitch. Koundé into Rooney, taking past his man, going left, going right. To Garcia, De Jong, dinks it to the left to Lopez. Rueda left it, so half-time substitute can allow to go and fetch the ball. De Jong takes it away from his man. I think that now Barca just want to ensure they come away with all 3 points. They're thinking, look, let's get out of the Camp Nou with all 3. We've done our job. Pedri swings it to Eric Garcia, goes wide to Koundé. Less than 15 seconds left of this second half. Rooney cuts inside and continues to go. He's going to go for a strike. I believe there's a Celta man that's down. Yes, and it will be the Swede who has been punished for a foul. It's Sergio Carrera who has been brought down. Bargi takes it past his man. I will say, if anything, Carrera is the one who drops a little bit of a sly elbow on the chest of Rooney. And then as Rooney's playing, he tries to, we all know you open up your body to go for a curler, your opposite arm. If you're left-footed, you go for a curler. David Beckham with a right boot, his left arm flies in the air. Rooney's in, he almost chopped him in the throat. Not that much, though, doesn't get that much on him. And I think the Celta man just conned the referee a little bit there. We played 90 minutes at the Camp Nou. English audio commentary coverage. All the action. It's Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. We've only got 3 minutes of stoppage time to see this game out. The second half has been a lot of control for Barcelona. It's been a great game. 3 points is vital for them. Celta Vigo, they wave this defeat. They lose a bit of pace in the race for Europe. Barcelona strengthen their hold in their search for the 29th league title, as at the moment going 9 points clear of Real Madrid with 6 games to go, and El Clasico to be had at the Nou Camp. Balde. Eric Garcia, that's a heavy touch. He brings his man down, and it's going to be free kick in a dangerous position, and Garcia will pick up the first yellow card for Barcelona. The yellow card in Lago went off the field of play earlier, so he's also the only yellow-carded player on the field of play. Mariba just gets it in front of him, and Garcia's lunging to get the ball. By doing that, he lunges and takes out Mariba. Now, a few weeks ago, wasn't at this end, Barcelona from right to left from the broadcast view at the Nou Camp, and Celta going from left to right. Well, in stoppage time of the first half, Julian Alvarez scored a beautiful free kick, a fantastic free kick. We'll have to see, can anyone step up here for Celta Vigo? We played 2 of the 3 minutes, and obviously with this bit of stoppage, there might be an extra 30 seconds on top of what we've got. There's a handful of players over the ball, well, they're making moves away. Aspas is at one of them. I thought he'd be one of the candidates. There's a left boot of Marcos Alonso who's there as well. He's probably the favourite to take it. Blazer was there as well. He's there with a right-footed option. Alonso with a left-footed option. Goes for goal. It's off of the wall. It was a decent delivery from Alonso. Barca could only clear it away, though, out for a throw-in. This is last chance saloon for the visitors. Alonso gets a throw-in as quick as he can and takes it as quick as he can. They'll go all the way from right to left, but the referee won't allow another chance, as he will blow for full time. Not the prettiest of performances from Barcelona, but this time of the season you just want to grind out victories. That's exactly what they've done. A good first half showing from Celta Vigo, but Barca dominated and controlled in the second 45, deserving the victory that they've had. Half-hearted shouts from the free kick from Alonso for a hand. The ball on Koundé, but the referee has blown his whistle, so full time regardless. Thanks to a Lamine Yamal penalty in the 40th minute mark, scoring his 16th league goal of the season. Barcelona have beaten Celta Vigo 1-0 at the Camp Nou and go 9 points clear now, I should say. They were 6 points clear before this evening. They're now 9 points clear of Real Madrid, and El Clasico to come in a few weeks. Fantastic game at the Camp Nou this evening. Pedri, the match MVP. It's been a great watch. Thank you for joining us. Full time from the Camp Nou. Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. Thanks for joining.